Hello and welcome to the Cinesnobs here on Blaze Radio and BlazeRadioOnline.com. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host Ryan Brown, and today we're joined by Kaiji Tang. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, not too bad. Thank you for having me, man.
Well, thanks for joining us. So, could you just give us a recap of some of your voices?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you enjoy anime, I'm the voice of Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs, all that good stuff. And if you like video games, maybe you might know me as Ichiban Kasuga from Yakuza Like a Dragon, and recently maybe Bihan Sub-Zero from MK1.
Amazing. So, just a small question. How did you actually start out with voice acting?
So I was a big theater kid growing up, right? So I went from studying theater, majoring in theater, and then I toured Shakespeare, right? And then one day I ended up moving to Los Angeles, and I sort of started doing a podcast of all things for a dubbing studio, and I had no idea what voiceover was at the time, right? And this dubbing studio was like, "Hey man, I kind of like the sound of your voice. Would you like to come read for some of our shows?" And that was 19 years ago, and here I am, you know.
Wow, that's amazing. So again, you've had so many voices over the years, from Gojo to Sanemi from Demon Slayer. What has been one that you've held so close to your heart?
So there is a little kid show called Doraemon. It's about a little blue robot cat, super cute. And the reason why it's my favorite is when I was a little kid, right, like teen tiny baby, my first memory ever, like as a person, right, was flipping through a Doraemon comic. So being in the show years later is really nice, very nostalgic, very full circle.
That's amazing. For our final question, do you have any words of encouragement for those who wanted to get into voice acting and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a fairly difficult field to enter into because the circles are pretty small. There's only so many people who can get cast. However, persistence is key, right? In this industry, you're going to hear it all the time. There's going to be a lot of no's, right? And it's very easy to start getting down on yourself. But if you have the persistence, if you have, I hesitate to use the word, but it's almost apt, stubbornness, right? You want to be a little stubborn about it. After a while, the people in town notice, right? As you get better at your craft, as you become better and better as an auditioner, right? The casting people at the studios, after hearing your voices enough time, after hearing you improve, they'll be like, oh, you know what? This person has stuck around. They've really invested their time and their craft at getting better. Let's call them in. Let's give them a shot. Things will happen. It's just, it's the matter of effort, talent, time, and perseverance.
Honestly, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.